Hey everyone, and welcome back. You know how much we love a good deep dive here, and today we're tackling one that's been requested a bunch, journaling, and specifically how to make it actually work for a more productive morning. Not just another thing you gotta do.
Right. Got to make it actionable.
Exactly. So we're diving into this blog post, 50 Journal Prompts for a Productive Morning. It's by Lestallion. Have you heard of them?
Yeah, actually, I have. They've got some interesting takes on like mindset and productivity. It'll be cool to see what these prompts are all about.
Okay, cool. So you've got some context. I'm so glad you're here to break it all down because 50 prompts, that's a lot.
It is, yeah, but it's good to have options, right? I
Yeah.
mean, not every prompt is going to resonate with every person or even every day. So having that variety can be really helpful.
That's true. Yeah, kind of like choosing your own adventure for your morning, I guess.
Exactly.
Okay, but before we get too into the weeds of Lestallion's specific approach and all 50 prompts, I think it's worth zooming out for a sec. Like, what's the deal with morning journaling anyway? Why are people so into it for productivity? You're kind of the expert here, so help us out.
Yeah, sure. I think it really comes down to the way our brains work, especially first thing in the morning. You wake up, and often it's like, bam, your mind is flooded with to-dos, worries, maybe even ideas you had in a dream.
Oh my gosh, yes, the to-do list is the worst. I actually have to write things down just so I can stop thinking about them.
Totally. And that's exactly what journaling can do for you.
Mhm.
It gives you this structured way to process all of that mental clutter that tends to peak in the morning.
So it's like a decluttering ritual, but for your mind instead of your physical space.
Exactly. It's like, you know how people say a cluttered desk means a cluttered mind? Journaling can kind of help with that, but for your morning thoughts. And by getting it all out on paper, you free up mental energy to actually focus on the tasks you want to accomplish. It's a way to kind of take charge of your day before it takes charge of you.
I love that. Okay, so that's the general idea, but Lestallion breaks their 50 prompts into 5 categories. Your morning intentions, morning challenges for you, morning inspiration, morning reflections, and your morning goals. What are your initial thoughts on those?
Hmm. On the surface, they sound pretty comprehensive. Like they definitely cover a good range of what you might want to reflect on or set your mind to in the morning. Intentions, goals, challenges, it's all there.
Right. And even inspiration, which I think is cool. It's not all just like be productive, go, go, go.
Exactly. But the real test is going to be in the actual prompts themselves. Like, are the categories distinct enough or is there a lot of overlap?
Yeah, good point. Okay, so let's dive into some of Lestallion's actual prompts and see how they shake out within these categories.
Yeah, let's see what they've got. Because a good prompt, it's like it can really make or break the whole journaling experience.
Totally. Like, I'm looking at this one from the morning intentions category. What's one thing you can do today to move closer to your goals?
So good, right?
Ah,
Gets right to the point.
right. It's not messing around. And that's a classic productivity principle.
Mm.
You've probably heard of that idea, eating the elephant one bite at a time.
Yeah.
It's like that. Just focus on one small action. Makes those big goals feel less daunting. It's so true. It's like even if you only have like 25 minutes to work on something, doing that consistently, it adds up.
Exactly. Consistency is key.
Yeah.
And I think Lestallion gets that, judging by these prompts. It's not all about like massive overnight transformations.
Totally. And they get that. It's not just about discipline. It's got to be like enjoyable too, right?
Yeah, 100%.
But like this one from Morning Inspiration. What music helps you feel energized in the morning? I mean, come on, that's just fun.
I love that one. It's all about creating those little rituals that set you up for a good day. Whether it's music, meditation, whatever works for you, engage those senses.
Right. It's not just about what you're writing, but like what you're hearing, seeing, even smelling, I guess. It's all connected.
Absolutely. And speaking of surroundings, this next one, also from Morning Inspiration, really stood out to me. How does your work environment impact your morning productivity? Especially in our world of distractions, like that's such a key question.
Oh my gosh, yes. Clutter is my downfall. If my desk is a mess, my brain feels like a mess.
Right. It's like that saying, a cluttered desk equals a cluttered mind. And honestly, there's truth to that. Our physical space, it really affects how we think.
It's true, yeah. Okay, so what do we do about it? Like, the prompt makes you think about it, which is great, but then what?
Well, that's where journaling can be super helpful, right? It's not just about identifying the issue, but also brainstorming solutions. So you notice your workspace is stressing you out. Use the journal to dig deeper. Is it bad lighting? Too many notifications? Figure out what needs to change.
It's like a mini deep dive into your own workspace.
Exactly. And then you can start making those tweaks to create an environment where you can actually thrive.
Okay, so these prompts are a great starting point. But how do we make this a habit? Like journaling consistently, not just when we remember.
Yeah, that's the trick, isn't it? It's like any habit, gotta make it stick.
Yeah.
And honestly, the best advice I can give is don't be afraid to experiment. There's no magic formula.
So true. Like I used to beat myself up for not being a morning person, tried to force myself to journal at like 6 a.m. Didn't work.
It's
Yeah.
like you got to work with your natural rhythms, right? Some people are all about that early morning flow state.
Yeah.
Me,
Yeah.
I'm useless before my coffee.
Totally. So figuring out your own personal journaling style is kind of key.
100%. When do you feel most reflective? Morning, night, maybe even your lunch break. Start there.
And the format too, right? Like I'm old school, love a good notebook and pen, but some people are all digital all the time.
Exactly. Whatever keeps you consistent. Digital, handwritten bullet points, long rambling paragraphs. Go with what feels good.
What about those days though when you just don't do it? Life happens.
Oh, for sure. Don't let that derail you. The beauty of journaling is you can pick it back up whenever. Missed a day, a week, a month. No judgment. Just start fresh.
It's like any skill, right? The more you do it, the easier it gets. But even those one-off journaling sessions, they can still be helpful.
Totally. Even if it's just 5 minutes, jotting down a few thoughts. Better than nothing, right?
100%. Okay, so to wrap things up, if someone's listening, wants to actually try this out, what's one thing they should do, like right now?
I'd say go back to that Lestallion blog post, those 50 prompts. Pick one that speaks to you. Don't overthink it. Just start writing.
I love that. It's like your own personal productivity quest.
Yeah.
And you know what? To make it even more interesting, imagine looking back at a month of these entries. What patterns would you find?
Oh, what a cool idea. It's like getting to know yourself better through your own words.
Right, and maybe unlocking some next level productivity along the way. So cool. Well, on that note, huge thanks to you for diving into all things journaling with us. And to everyone listening, we'll catch you on the next deep dive.